After World War II, Vietnam was divided into North and South, with communist forces in the North led by Ho Chi Minh and a non-communist government in the South supported by the United States. The United States feared the spread of communism in Southeast Asia, believing that if Vietnam fell, other nations would follow, like dominoes. In the early 1960s, the US began sending military advisors to South Vietnam. By 1965, this escalated into full-scale involvement with hundreds of thousands of American troops deployed. The Viet Cong, using guerrilla tactics and the cover of dense jungles, turned the conflict into a grueling war of attrition against US and South Vietnamese forces. In 1968, the North launched the Tet Offensive, a coordinated series of attacks across South Vietnam. While the US pushed back, it shocked the American public and eroded support for the war. Back home, the war sparked massive protests. Images of the conflict on television fueled an anti-war movement that demanded an end to US involvement. The war expanded beyond Vietnam, as US forces bombed neighboring Laos and Cambodia to target communist supply routes, further escalating the devastation. By 1969, under President Nixon, the US began a Vietnamization, gradually withdrawing troops and handing combat responsibilities to South Vietnamese forces. In 1975, North Vietnamese forces captured Saigon, marking the end of the war. The South fell, and Vietnam was reunified under communist rule. The Vietnam War left deep scars, millions of lives lost, widespread destruction, and a divided legacy that continues to shape history and memory. The Vietnam War not only reshaped Vietnam but also profoundly impacted global politics, American society, and the way future wars would be fought and remembered.